But in the small but busy town of Port Republic, Virginia, there was a murder on August 4th, 1869.
Where's Port Republic?
Rockingham County.
Okay.
So I think like that's Shenandoah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like by Harrisonburg.
Yes. This murder all starts with a circus. John Robinson's circus was in town, and his troupe had set up in the lot next to a store owned by George Nichols. You don't need to know who that is, it's just a local guy. John Robinson's circus was actually one of the longest running family-owned circuses. It ran for 69 years from 1842 to 1911.
Wow.
And it was run by 4 generations of John Robinsons, all named John Robinson.
Wow.
I know. So this is actually kind of a big deal around town, and we've got a crowd forming. And within the crowd of excited circus goers, we find a group of brothers, all with the last name Rains.
Mm-hmm.
But we do know for sure that one of the ones at the circus, his name is Henry Rains. But aside from that, we're actually not 100% sure how many or which of the other Rains are present. We just know that there's like a handful of them. In another part of the crowd, we have a lone man who is known around town as C.T. O'Donnell, the Irishman. He's a blacksmith at the local Mount Vernon iron furnace, which is one of the iron foundries in town. So he's this big strapping man around 26 years old. When the two parties see each other, the Rains boys and O'Donnell, I just assume they start scowling at each other.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened ahead of time, but by every account that people relayed afterwards, it was clear that these two groups, well, not two groups, the one group and O'Donnell.
Yeah. Can it be a group of one?
Yeah. Oh, well.
One is the loneliest number.
Or if it's a group, if you love yourself. I don't know. Cut that.
No, keep that.
But it was clear that they had pre-existing beef with each other before they saw each other. Yep. Yes, pre-beef.
Sorry.
They had pre-existing beef with each other before they saw each other at the circus. So how the fight breaks out is uncertain.
Uh-huh.
But it certainly does break out, which sucks for O'Donnell because he's one man against a flock of brothers.
Uh-huh.
But he holds his own. It starts out as just like a physical fight.
Yeah.
And he holds his own until he gets hit in the head by a rock, which actually didn't knock him out, according to witnesses.
Small rock?
There's no way to know.
Pebble?
It's probably in a police file somewhere.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It doesn't knock him out, but that's how the fight ends. He gets hit in the head with the rock. One account I read states that this first fight actually stops at this point and the boys all go their separate ways. But another account is that the fight just keeps going here versus the other account, which is that they meet up later and have a second fight. Either way, whether it happens at this time or it breaks out sometime later in the day, the second iteration of the fight is just one-on-one. So it's just Henry Rains against O'Donnell.
Yikes.
So just to put that timeline a little more clearly, we have the first fight, which is like 4 or 5 guys against O'Donnell. O'Donnell gets hit in the head with a rock. Then the next iteration of the fight, picture like a WWE, like the bell rings and now they're like back in.
Yeah.
But this time, the other Rains boys are not in the fight. It's just Henry Rains and O'Donnell.
Yikes.
We don't know for sure about the 2 fights versus 1 fight, but the thing we do know for sure is that at some point, Henry Rains pulls out a gun and shoots O'Donnell. The bullet goes through his left arm and into his guts, and he dies.